Welcome one and all to the Viper's Nest, and before we even get started, check out this amazing artwork of Starscourge Radahn from crowsmac.com. Link will be provided in the description where you can apparently get this as a poster, and that's amazing. So, one of my favorite YouTubers, good old Mr. Jesse Cox himself, pointed out that there's a lot of people on the YouTubes, a lot of British people with very soothing voices, that talk about Elden Ring lore. My personal favorites are obviously VatiVidya, Smotown, and Miss Chalice. They are great. Their content is amazing. Highly recommend if you're into From Soft Soulsborne Ring lore. It's good stuff. But you know what I haven't seen a lot of? Warhammer 40k orcs talking about Elden Ring lore, and that is a crime. So if no one's gonna do it, I'm gonna do it my damn self. Allow me just a second to get in the proper orky mood, and then we shall begin. Right, so, as you wind your way through the lands between, crumping everything in your path, eventually you're gonna come upon this boy named Starscourge Radahn, right? And he is one of the biggest boys of all time. This human demigod, I'm assuming he's a human demigod, he can put up one hell of a fight. Now, the thing is, first time you fight him, he's not in a good state, you might say. He had a bit too much of that there bad grog, the scarlet rot, right? From what me boys have told me, it tastes a whole lot like squig vodka and tomato juice. It's nasty. But he's still an absolute monster in combat, right? So anyway, you track him down, you and your boys crump him. And then you go after this other guy, right? His name's Moog. Now if there's any orky boy lawyers out there, they might want to look into a copyright infringement claim, because Moog, in my personal opinion, is a bit too close to Mork. And that just ain't right. So anyway, after you've crumped Starscourge Radahn and Moog, you might be possessed to go and touch this creepy little spindly arm that's hanging out of some kind of big egg. And if you do this, you're transported into this place called the Lands of Shadows. And look at that, you got a whole new plane of existence to walk through. Preferably singing that absolutely amazing song by Ben Crooksby. And I think to myself, what a wonderful war! Got a bit carried away there, sorry. So anyway, after you've wad your ways through the Lands of Shadows, you get to the very end, and who's waiting for you there? It's that big old boy Radahn again. But something different about him this time, right? So apparently, according to all the weird boys who do the backstory for this stuff, this here's Radahn's soul stuffed into Moog's dead body. I don't like that. It don't seem very right. But anyway, so as you're fighting new Radahn, I guess, you might notice something. That comically small horse that he was riding around the first time you fought him, it ain't there no more. So apparently that horse's name is Leonard. And Radahn learned some weird boy stuff to do with gravity, so he could keep riding Leonard as he kept getting bigger and bigger into proper orc fashion. Leonard ain't there this time. Now I understand the drive to wanna have to do weird stuff so you can keep riding your favourite war truck. I've got a favourite war truck myself. I understand Radahn's desire to keep on going into the fight with Leonard. But Leonard ain't there. And here's why, right? So, as you're fighting new Radahn, what's gonna happen is he's gonna go into this thing called Phase 2. And this creepy, spindly, glowy little git named Miquella's gonna pop out of nowhere. And he's gonna hop up on Radahn's shoulders and start riding him. So in my mind, the reason that Leonard's not there is because Radahn himself has to be ridden by Miquella, that little git. Now, as is right and proper with the rules of the universe, yes, even we orcs have rules, you can't ride a thing while being ridden by another thing. It just ain't right. So technically, Mikula is riding Radahn into battle, therefore Radahn can't be riding Leonard into battle. It wouldn't make no sense. But here's the thing. It's Radahn you're fighting, not Mikula. The boss health bar clearly says Radahn, consort of Mikula. So it is Radahn you're fighting, he's just got a little bit of an extra burden on his back. So there's no Leonard. But that's okay, it's still a fair fight, you see, because as an orc, what you can do in this 2-on-1 fight is you can summon another orc. Apparently in the Elden Ring universe, it's called the Mimic tier, so then one orc becomes 2 orcs. So it's still a fair fight, and that's why you yourself can't use that little war truck you have named Torrent, because Radahn is not allowed to use his war truck named Leonard. So if you really put your brain cells to it, it does all in fact make sense. Kind of. And that's it. That's my spiel, my thing about the Elden Rings. Apparently on the Hume interwebs, when you see a video like this, you're supposed to maybe consider liking, subscribing, and commenting or some such. But that's it. I'm done here. I feel like I educated a boy or two out there, so there you go. Off you go. Back to the lands between, or the lands of shadow. Continue your war. Make Gork and Mork proud, yeah? I'll see you later on the battlefield. Keep on warring.